Hey guys, welcome to day number 4. Short one, working on the hips today. If you did day number 3, you might be a tiny bit sore today, but don't you worry. This little workout will make all of that go away, or some of it go away, at least in the hips. So starting with hip openers, so let's have a seat, bum flat. We're gonna open the hips to 90, knees bent to 90. Use your hands behind you to prop you upright, and we're gonna swivel the hips side to side. From these, try to keep the torso facing forward. So as you go, keep the torso facing forward. So don't go low enough that you have to turn your body. Keep the torso facing forward so that the movement is coming just from the hips. Feeling that stretch in the internal rotators. Great little warm up for the hips. Just get some blood flow in there and make things feel good. All right, that's time. So we're gonna move into some supine hip circles. So lying down on the back, we're gonna start by bringing the left, we're starting with the left. So bring the left knee into the chest, out to the side as far as you can without rolling the hips and around. And then each rep, we're gonna change direction. So then go out to the side and go where we came from. So let's go ahead, we got 40 seconds. We're gonna start by bringing the knee into the chest, out to the side, big circle around without rolling the hips, and then we reverse it. So out to the side, up through the center, and bring the feet together. Out to the side and around, and then back. So you want to deliberately move. If you're feeling any pain or crunching or anything like that, just move through your pain-free range of motion. So don't push into pain. We want to avoid it. Pain will make everything tighten up, which will make it less likely that you're going to gain range of motion from this. Let's keep going those big circles. All right, that's time. So we're gonna switch sides now. We'll do the exact same thing, but this time on the left. So bring the knee into the chest, out to the side, and then reverse it on each rep. We're just getting some circular motion to get the hips warmed up. Let's get ready. And here we go. So knee to the chest, out to the side as far as you can without rolling, and then around. And then we're gonna go back the other way. So changing directions each rep. Nice big range of motion here. So far so good. All right, excellent stuff. So we're gonna move into Shinbox Transfers. So we're gonna start kind of in the 90-90 position, but this time we're gonna have the one foot on the opposite knee, and we're gonna try and transfer the feet over without repositioning your feet. And we're just going side to side here. So transfer over without repositioning the feet, and shin box on the other side. Transfer over without repositioning the feet, shin box on the other side. I'm just going back and forth here. So a lot of work on the hip flexors and the core. If you absolutely must use your hands on the floor, there's no problem with it. You will build the ability over time, but try to make sure the feet stay where they are as you roll through it. Almost there. Okay, so we're gonna take the 90-90 position. So bring both legs out to the left so that we've got 90 with the left leg, 90 with the right, 90 at the hips. And we're gonna do those 90-90 good mornings again. So turn over top of your left thigh, hands up by the head, and reach long and forward. If you can't sit upright, block goes under the bum. So here we go. Long and forward, and then up. Long and forward, and then up. You may feel some cramping sensation in the back hip. That's totally normal. It does go away with time. Let's do it. If you do have any issues with any of these movements, just feel free to let us know in the comments. We'll get to them daily to help you, usually around, and that's time. So we're gonna keep this same position. This time, we're just gonna be lifting this back leg straight off the ground. So turn the body to face the left, and we're gonna find a position that you can maintain your torso, and we're trying to lift the leg without moving the torso. So we don't wanna lean to lift, we wanna find the position where you can lift off the ground without moving the torso and hold. So up, hold for 1, 2, and back down. So it's very normal to have that cramping sensation. Our goal is to eventually be able to do it with the hands off the floor like so, without leaning too much to the side. So find the position that you can do without needing to lean. So you're really working this hip muscle. So all through this month, if you're watching along with us during January 2023, we will be answering all comments daily around 8 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna switch sides. If it's in the future from there, we'll get to them hopefully when we can get to them. All right, so let's turn. We're gonna do the same 2 movements to the right. So 90-90 on the right side, turn the torso to face over top of the right thigh, hands up by the head. We're gonna reach long and forward, and then up we go. So here we go, long and forward, feel that big stretch, and then up. Again, long and forward, feel the big stretch and the right leg working, and then up. You might feel this left leg cramping, totally normal. It does go away with practice and time as you get stronger, but it sucks in the beginning. I remember some pretty bad cramps, but they do go away. I don't get them anymore, I used to, but they're gone now. 10 more seconds here. Okay, so let's stay in this 90-90 position. So find a position where you don't have to lean, turn the torso to face the right, and we're gonna lift this left leg straight off the ground. So if you have to lean a bit to make it happen, that's fine. Just make sure you don't lean any more when you're lifting. So we just wanna find where you're fixed so only the hip is doing the work. In a perfect world, we're doing it with the hands off the floor. So let's go up and down. Hold for about 1, 2, 3. And up is 1, 2, 3. Perfect. These are tough. 2, 3. That's it, guys. So far, so good. It's probably cramping now, if it hasn't already started. Almost there. This is hard work. Mobility isn't always just pleasant stretching. Sometimes it's this hard, non-glamorous work that really unlocks your capabilities. And that's time. Okay, we're moving into a dynamic butterfly. So let's sit with the bottoms of the feet together and sit nice and upright. So if you can't get upright in this position, if you're rounded like so, take a block and sit on it, and then like so. And we're just gonna be like we're a butterfly flapping the wings. We're just gonna pull the knees up and pull into the body, and then pull down. So keep the torso nice and upright. So we're gonna pull up into the body and down. So pull up as far as you can without rounding your spine. So keep your body nice and straight. Pull up and in, and then pull down and out. Trying not to move the torso. We're just flapping the legs out and in. So it's a nice dynamic butterfly. Then we're going to move into a dynamic frog. I love how many stretches and mobility movements have been named after animals. Don't know why, but I guess this is kind of like a butterfly. All right, and we're gonna move into our dynamic frog position. So we're gonna set up on the knees with the toes pointing out and the knees bent to roughly 90. Bring your legs as wide as you can. So if you're looking from the side, you wanna have your knee lined up with your hips. Okay, so nice and wide. Bring yourself to about a 5 or 6 out of 10 stretch, and we're just gonna rock back and forth. So from here, we're just rocking back and forth and feeling the hips go into and out of the stretch. So if you're feeling any grinding, popping, or crunching, just back off the stretch a little bit. It should just be really intense stretch as you go back and then coming off and on the stretch. You're gonna feel this likely through the inner thighs, but it's common as well to feel it in the bum. If you're feeling it only in the bum, you might not have your feet wide enough. Go back and forth. A perfect one of these is rolling right through a middle split. Okay, this is the hardest part of today, which is seated hip flexion. So we're gonna try and sit up nice and tall and upright. So try not to bend back, and we're just gonna lift one leg at a time for about 3 seconds, and try not to lean back. If anything, you wanna lean forward. So here we go, we're gonna lift up and hold 1, 2, and then other side, lift and hold 1, 2. Try to get the leg nice and straight, sitting nice and tall, 1, 2, and then other side, 1, 2. This is tough work. We're strengthening the hip flexors. Oftentimes, lack of mobility in a joint or in a muscle is because of lack of strength in that muscle or its opposite muscle. So we're working on hip flexion, one of the most rarely trained parts of the body for non-sprinters. Sprinters know this work all too well, and gymnasts. And that's time. And we finish off with the classic deep squat hold. Get used to this. We're gonna do this a lot. It's a great way to build mobility. So sitting in a deep squat, toes facing relatively forward. We're gonna bring the chest nice and upright, pulling the knees apart, trying to keep the spine nice and straight. So we'll get ready, get into it. And here we go. If you have troubles in this position, you can put something in front of you to hold, like a couch or something like that, to hold you in position. It's okay if you're rounded, you'll get straight over time. I was definitely very rounded when I started these. Didn't always have a good looking squat. It was very tight. But with practice and effort, you can really achieve anything with this mobility stuff. Ten more seconds here. Okay, day number 4 is in the books. We'll see you guys tomorrow.